Welcome back to the world this week. We're talking about Georgia and Russia. It's kind of a little bit of a segue to talking about Sarah Palin and her response. I've got a post up about the energy expert that she is, that we all know and love so well. I'll go ahead and play the clip for you, and then after you don't get that, I'll show you the picture as I did on the website. Again, the joke.
Governor Palin,
she had an interview with Fox.
There has been quite a bit of discussion about your perceived lack of foreign policy experience, and I want to give you your chance. If you could please respond to that criticism and give us specific skills that you think you have to bring to the White House to rebut that or mitigate that concern.
Well, I think because I'm a Washington outsider that the opponents are going to be looking for a whole lot of things that they can criticize, and they can kind of try to beat the candidate here who chose me as his partner to kind of tear down the ticket. But as for foreign policy, you know, I think that I am prepared, and I know that on January 20th, if we are so blessed as to be sworn into office as your president and vice president, certainly we'll be ready. I'll be ready. I have that confidence. I have that readiness. And if you want specifics with specific policy or countries, go ahead and you can ask me. You can even play Stump the Candidate if you want to. But we are ready to serve.
She had an interview with Fox with Sean Hannity. It's been compared to an infomercial. I thought it was just straight propaganda because Fox. So I talk about that a little bit going on as well. Then I talk about, the email hack. This was a story for a couple days this week. Some of the people were really retarded going after the people who did this. So it turns out that how they did the email hack, you probably have heard this by now. Essentially, these kids go out there and use the auto password recovery system. There's no hacking involved here. This is very simple social engineering. So they get in, post some of these emails, and everybody's, oh, they're so bad. And what seemed to be lost in the discussion is you've got a governor of the state who's supposedly, whatever, super mom or super governor, who's conducting personal business on a Yahoo account. You're not supposed to do this at all in a government position. People did this in the Bush administration to try and avoid subpoenas, which is exactly what happened here. This all has to do with the Trooper Gate. I hate the frickin' gate thing. God. So the abuse of power investigation that now is obviously going to be dragged out. I've got a little bit more up on Charles Krauthammer's lie. He covered for Palin when she was talking about the Bush doctrine. He had this article, basically he left out the part where Charlie Gibson specifically said that in 2002, I have some quotes from the National Security Strategy from 2002 and the difference from 2006. If you want to look at some of the differences, this is our National Security Strategy. This is what our country is doing right now. This is the overriding philosophy of how our government thinks we should protect ourselves. So we might want to know what that is, because it's probably going to change. Well, if Obama brings change to Washington, it will most likely change to a certain degree. If McCain comes in, since he's got the same advisors that helped write it, not so much. There's a good article in the New Yorker that I linked to. I mean, that's funny. Let me see if I can get the tone of the article that I found linked to. Now let's talk about slogans. Ours is country first. Think about it. When you think of what should come first, what does? Us ourselves? No, that would be selfish. Our personal families? Selfish. God? God is good. I love him. But as our slogan suggests, no, sorry God, you are not first. No, you don't, Lord. How about the common good of all mankind? Is that first? Don't make me laugh with your weak blinking. No, blinkling. So that's my performance of it. Yeah. Hilarious, I know. I'm funny. Speaking of funny, well, not really funny, but not funny at all. This is the other one that I put up about Palin, was with the rape kits, how they were making them pay in her town, and the municipal police department charged rape victims for the rape kit. This changed in 2000 with some of the VAWA legislation that Biden put through that basically covers it. So women don't have to go. In Alaska, the incidence of rape is well above the rest of the country. I think it has to do with the way Alaska is. So that's what we got on Russia, Georgia, and Palin. The next one, let me go ahead and read you real quick from the lawsuit. I'll go ahead and throw up the logo here that I thought was great. The Electronic Frontier Foundation filed a lawsuit against the National Security Agency and other government agencies today on behalf of AT&T customers to stop the illegal, unconstitutional, and ongoing dragnet surveillance of their communications and communication records. The 5 individual plaintiffs are also suing President George W. Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, Cheney's Chief of Staff David Addington, former Attorney General and White House counsel Alberto Gonzales, and other individuals who ordered or participated in the warrantless domestic surveillance. I think this lawsuit needs to go through. I think we need to find out exactly what happened. I don't have a problem with people tracking stuff on somebody they suspect. It's when they look through everything to find stuff that you really have problems. We've seen so many abuses with this so far. I posted a little bit about it here. I found out about the DTRA, by the way, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, after they downloaded my website one night. It was a different website I had, same kind of tone as this one. Not so much video, but very much unhappy with the government tracking everything that everyone says. They got caught, I mean, all the way to where they were installing their black box at a place out in California. And look it up if you really want to know. If you don't believe me, comment. I'll show you. So I hope this lawsuit goes through. I love the EFF for what they do. Big fan. Changing tones slightly. This is something I saw about a month ago and wanted to post about it, but just simply hadn't gotten around to it until finally today when I put it up. Yesterday, actually, but it's Monday morning now. I got a little slow this weekend. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this to you, and I'll show some cool pictures of what I'm talking about. The enigmatic Aurora Borealis has kept scientists on a constant quest to understand the mysterious forces behind the spectacular dance of lights that brightens the north sky at night. Auroras can be observed near the Earth's northern Aurora Borealis and southern Aurora Australis magnetic poles in colorful green, blue, or red displays. Essentially what happened here is they figured out what this is. As we go down a little bit further in the article, let me go ahead and read to you what it says. It says, the second theory, confirmed by this study, places the substorms 1/3 of the distance to the moon, where magnetic lines are stretched so far back that they snap into a new shape, similar to a rubber band when it is stretched too far, in a phenomenon known as magnetic reconnection. So you can see, and I'll throw up these other pictures real quick. Basically, you have the Earth and then the fields going around it. Now, in all these fields, they're not really static, because the Earth, of course, is spinning, and there's planets spinning around it. So all of these things, when they come into the top, they're stretched so far, they'll move and reconnect and break around, and basically the explosions that he mentions are, let's see, it's basically the magnetic reconnection releases the energy captured and stored by Earth's magnetic field lines from the solar wind back towards Earth's atmosphere, which creates halos of shimmering auroras. So basically we're seeing these explosions, magnetic explosions of these bands around our planet, and as they come through the atmosphere, they all make such wonderful, beautiful colors. I've also got a story up there about how to build a house to survive a hurricane. Down in Ike, they have this one house that I guess was built to standards for Category 5, and survived. Check out the picture, amazing stuff. They're probably not going to get to go back though, because the rest of the island could be condemned. Tons of destruction down there. I hope everyone is safe and doing better. I had a bunch of friends down in Houston who got chased out. I had a quick post on Ninja Cat. If you want to learn how to stalk, this is a good way to learn. Cats kind of know this. Cats are dangerous creatures, and they'll come right after you. Let's see how we doing here. Alright, and with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break again, and I guess we're going to have to finish up the last little bit on the next part. So if you'll excuse me for a moment, take care.